Welcome to our product update. It's the video version of our product update newsletter that we send out and that you can subscribe to in the description below. And with me, as always, our product manager, Jelle. Hi, Jelle.
Hey there, guys.
So this time we're going to talk about notifications again. We introduced email notifications for tenant deletion, and now we expanded that a little bit to Slack. Jelle.
Yes, I'll show you guys what that looks like. So for the most recent notifications that we've built, so for example, the one of deletion, so when a tenant is deleted, we can actually receive these kind of notifications on Slack now. So here is the deletion screen in meshStack, and once we have kind of marked that tenant for deletion, we can head into Slack and you would receive a notification like this, for example. A tenant is marked for deletion and requires approval. We have the following notifications supported. We have for new tenants, deleted tenants, quota requests, and budget alerts.
Okay, and how does it work technically? How did we do the integration into Slack?
Yeah, good question. So for Slack, how it works is you have a so-called webhook. You can see it here as well. It's kind of like a bot user that writes messages right into your channel. So you can let us know for which channel you want to receive notifications. And if you send along a so-called webhook URL, we can set it up and you would receive messages right in that Slack channel.
And Slack is cool and everything, but we know there are other tools out there. I kind of saw that there's something else planned. Just tell me what it is.
Yeah. Of course, Slack is a big player in the messaging market. Another one, which we hope to support soon as well, would be Microsoft Teams. We also opened a feature request for that particular feature. So have a look at that and maybe add some insights or other things you would like to see about such an integration.
Okay, then let's move on from the notifications to our service broker that we have and that we now support Terraform for in a better way than before. So
exactly.
Just fill me in what's going on here.
Yes, exactly. So luckily Felix, our solutions engineer, will make a really in-depth video on this topic soon. So I think in about 1 or 2 weeks we can see that on our YouTube channel as well. However, I wanted to mention it already that our Unipipe service broker, which is kind of our offering to make it really easy to offer a service broker that's very compatible with Git, which now has a really nice support for Terraform as well. So it's kind of like the most common use case we've seen is, somebody wants to hook or provision a service, and behind the scenes Terraform would be run. And we really did some nice changes, and we've made that a lot easier now as well. Just stay tuned for that video, and it's really nice.
I'll link it in this video as well as soon as it's out. So do you have an example for this Terraform integration and for a service especially?
Yes, we do. We have here the Liquid Bank organization, which has a networking service. So Liquid Bank is kind of our fictional enterprise. It's not a real bank, but we always use it as an example when we explain using cloud in the enterprise. And in here is actually an actual usage of, as you can see here, the Unipipe service broker. So this service in particular offers a Azure Hub and Spoke service using Unipipe in the background.
Okay, and these services are called tenant services, right?
Exactly, that's a concept we came up with. So tenant services are pretty much regular open service broker services that have to be bound or have to be aware of what tenant they need to be connected to. And this one is a very good example because it needs to know which actual Azure subscription it needs to run in.
Okay, so tenant is basically our wording, or not just our wording, but like another word for an Azure subscription, an AWS account, and so on.
Exactly.
GCP project. Okay, so that's a tenant. So we can bind a service to any tenant that you have running.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, and talking about tenants, basically, we also improved the usability there in the past, and now another little step into the direction of better tenant usability?
Yes, I will show you indeed what we've done. So in the last video, you could have seen that we implemented some really nice UI and UX improvements to book tenant services when creating a new project. And we now also made it a lot more visible what these tenant services are and from which tenant they belong to. So as you can see in my marketplace right here, I have already 3 services with 3 so-called tenant bindings. And previously I always had to head into the marketplace and I have to kind of figure out, which service has which binding and what tenant does it belong to. And I can now directly actually see which services just belong to the tenant directly. So I have an OpenShift tenant here. OpenShift project for those not really familiar with the tenant terminology. And there's a new services tab right here. So I click on the services tab and I directly see, okay, I have a concourse, I have a Datadog service, and I have an internet access service that belongs to this OpenShift tenant.
Okay, so they're bound to the OpenShift tenant.
Yes.
That would be the terminology.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. We talked about the Slack notifications that we integrated. We talked about the Terraform support for our service broker, and we talked about this little improvement that you can see the services that are bound to a tenant right away.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, thank you very much, Jelle. And if you want to subscribe to our written product update newsletter, you can do so in the comments in the description below. And if you have any questions, just write them down in the comments below. Subscribe to our channel, and see you next time.
See you guys. Bye.
Bye.